Hello there, it's Chris Andrew, of course, and this is the match day supplement women's edition, of course, that we ran last season to great effect, I thought. Showcasing the women's game, showcasing Spurs women's first season in the top flight, and did quite well actually. Hoping to try and push on a bit more. Commentators saying that we're just hoping to kind of place, but no, the investment that we made and obviously I never say die attitude. We're kind of I'm sure we want to try and push up there. We might not challenge for the title alongside Chelsea, Man City, or Arsenal, but at least we'll give it a good go this season. Obviously, taking on the West Ham side, it's going to be quite interesting, really. How we're going to line up. If I show you the lineup right now, as you can see, Spencer, of course, continues in goal, and Green is going to be the captain. Addison, my favourite player, of course, tricky little player, got lot of skill to her. I do love her as a player. And then obviously you got Kit Graham, of course, and Neville, our defender, who I do quite admire. I like her cropped hair. I'm not quite sure what it is. Just makes her look real hard. I have no idea why. Maybe just me, but it's good to see the girls back on. And yeah, looking forward to this one. West Ham, of course, we beat them twice last season. Let's hope to make it 3 wins out of 3. Come on, you Spurs.
Show the football family's continued support for the Black Lives Matter movement.
It's good to see. Well, that was a interesting first half, wasn't it? It's 0-0, of course, and quite a uh, quite a mixed bag, really. I think. Well, let's just say I would not be upset if we winning at half time a goal or maybe 2 goals up because we played quite well, especially in the first 25 minutes. We were literally all over West Ham. I say all over West Ham. I don't think I should force them into making a save. We hit the bar twice in the space of a couple of minutes through Kit Graham. She obviously she had a header which hit the bar from a corner, and then a 20-yarder pile driver from downtown, as I say in America, and that hit the almost that's the same spot of the bar as well. And we were passing them off the pitch, especially at the back. We were just confident in the possession, but then something just kind of switched midway through the second half, where West Ham got their first attempt at a shot through a defensive mistake of ours. I think I don't know if she's a midfielder or a striker. Dali, I think her name is. Um, at a strike for West Ham, and yeah, just kind of forced the keeper into a save. So I think that was probably the first shot on goal then. And then they had a free kick about 10 minutes before half time. Dali again with a free kick, and that just went just marginally wide. So they've had, although we've had all the ball and look more threatening, they've had the shots on goal by the looks of it. Few tasty challenges going in as you would expect from a London derby, and well, I say a few challenges. Only one yellow card given as almost at the very end there to Pacheco, the West Ham winger, for a weird legs up challenge on I think it was on on Dean there, and deserved a yellow really. They've had a call for a penalty as well, but it didn't look like a penalty to me. I think she was falling all the way down into the area, so glad that wasn't given. But yeah, I mean, I think we were on top, and we should have taken the chances that we had, or at least created a bit more. They're looking to try and spin and get the ball over the top into space for Addison to run onto, and she's for the most part she had the better of their defenders, but I don't know we can rely on her pace alone. We need to do a bit more. We need to try and have a few more shots from long range, that sort of thing. But we'll see what happens in the second half. We're kind of holding our own, but where we were on top in the first half now is kind of a bit more even. So I guess we're going to have to try and mix up a bit more in the second half. Let's see what happens. But yeah, halftime hit there. Well, over there at the Hive, it's Spurs nil, West Ham nil. Well, that was a tricky game in the end, wasn't it? Finished 1-1, and wow, that was a mixed bag of the second half, really. One could say. When we took our chances, well, when we created a bit more chance like we did in the first half. Didn't really work the keeper in the first half, but there we go. Hit the bar a couple of times, but In the second half, it was no, it was really mixed. Really, it was we did take the lead through an own goal, a corner that was flighted over, and then it was Grace Fisk, West Ham defender, who hit it into her own nets, and that was great on 51 minutes. But then 53 minutes, we showed we couldn't hold on to it. Their striker came on marauding straight through, came on literally on our right right hand side, their left, and no, it was a good goal, and a lovely curling shot by their striker Leon, literally a couple of minutes later. So we didn't even hold on to the lead for that long, and they had numerous chances themselves to try and steal the 3 points. Notably, right at the very end, in the 94th minute, there I can't remember the name of their striker, but literally 8 yards from goal, and somehow she put it wide, which was absolutely amazing. That could have won it for them. But we did have a couple of chances ourselves throughout the game. A few one-on-ones. That's where, well, we our players just didn't have the legs for it, really, and that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, so I guess a point is not too bad. It's a nice way to begin the season. At least we didn't lose, which if that shot in the last minute had gone in, we could have done. So it's just a case of the girls easing themselves but into the whole season. I guess there's been a few months without football, and it did have a feel of the pre-seasons about it, didn't it? So we kind of at least we got out of jail, really, and we got the point, and we can try and build on that. Our next game is against Everton, really, and which is going to be one hell of a double header next week, because that's going to be a 1 p.m. kickoff on the Sunday, and of course the men take on Everton as well. So there's going to be a Spurs Everton double whammy there. So let's hope that goes well. In terms of man of the match, or woman of the match, I should say, a lot of the players that played so well in the first half, they just kind of faded out in the second half. Addison started quite brightly, and then he just faded out. Brian started so well, faded out. Green as well, and well, West Ham seems to have done their homework on Spurs. I mean, the hatchet job they did on Green at times was kind of like bordering on assault. I think she took an elbow to the face at one point. But yeah, crazy times. But West Ham did what they needed to do. I'm surprised that only just one yellow card was shown throughout the whole thing. But yeah, um, but we I suppose I could take a lot from that first half performance, especially the first 30 minutes. And we could try and push on from there. It's only going to get harder. Everton, of course, won 4-0 in their game, so which I'll see how that pans out next week. I'll try and show both games for you. I'll try. So not for you. I'll try and review both games for you. Um, the women's game starts at 1, and that'll be the first one. Then the men's game starts a few hours later. So yeah, keep it peeled on here, and next and then the next week we shall see what happens. But a good solid performance, a point at least to start the season. Then let's go up from here. Come on, you Spurs.